Hi guys, this is Max here, back again with hopefully another great political video. And today we're going to take a look at the 2022 US Senate elections according to polling. Now, before we do this, I want you guys to know that this is not going to be my prediction 100%. That's how things will be. This is my prediction according to the most recent polls from the swing states. And you also need to consider that historically polls have always overestimated the Democrats, except for the 2018 midterm election. I do not know how exactly polls are going to go this time around, but I wouldn't be surprised if they overestimate the Democrats once again. Anyway, let's move through this state by state. In Wisconsin, Ron Johnson is shown to have a 3 point lead over Mandela Barnes, and he's leading every single poll except for one, and another one was tied. So, according to the polling margins, this Wisconsin is lean for Ron Johnson. Then we have New Hampshire, where Maggie Hassan has a constant lead, and the New Hampshire polling was surprisingly accurate. It still barely places the state in the lean Democrat category, though. Now, with all these states that are not swing states, I mean, Connecticut has somewhat close polls, but for all those other states, we can just put them in as solid for either party. I mean, in Oklahoma, polls are a little tight, but we're not even going to take that serious. Because, yeah, that's just not going to happen. Alright. Now, let's keep moving through this. In Arizona, Mark Kelly is ahead by, I think he's ahead by 2.4%. I do think that polls overestimate him, but for now, 2.4 points makes it lean Democrat. Georgia, this was another state where polls were surprisingly accurate, and Warnock is ahead by a tilt margin. Even though Herschel Walker did do extremely well in the debates, we can't just ignore that. And in North Carolina, it's lean for Ted Budd. It will probably end up being even more. And then we have Nevada, where Republican Adam Laxalt is ahead. So this one is tilt Republican. And then we have, so those are all the very close states. Wait, where's Ohio? No, yeah, Ohio's here. No, shit, guys, sorry. We're gonna find those polls, don't worry. Alright, Ohio. Fucking ad. Alright, so JD Vance is ahead by 1.2%. However, in Ohio, historically, polls have always overestimated the Democrats. However, it does look like Ohio would be tilted according to these polls. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think JD Vance is pretty safe in his seat, which is not that good because he's fairly not pro-cop in terms of his financial support to the legal cases of people arrested during the January 6th riot. So I don't really like JD Vance, but I used to be a fan of him. However, I'm not anymore. Whatever. In Pennsylvania, polls indicate a narrow lead for John Fetterman. It's a lean margin, but I think Pennsylvania will be one of the closest states in the country, and that Republicans will be able to eke out a narrow victory. And also, there's like a 5% chance we might see a red Pennsylvania and a blue Ohio. Now, in Connecticut, polls show it to be at exactly 15%. Now, actually, polls indicate this race to be a little closer, despite the fact that Levy isn't even that moderate of a candidate. But, alright, let's go for likely. Then what else do we have here? The state of Washington, where Patty Murray is up by 3 points and up by less than 10 in the overall aggregate, which would make Washington lean according to polling, which is pretty impressive. Then what else do we have here? Illinois. Yeah, so Illinois is going to be safe. Florida, Marco Rubio is ahead by 6, making it a likely lead for him. And now let's go to the state of Alaska. Where do we have Alaska? Okay, let's do Colorado first. It looks like Michael Bennet is up by 11 points, so that makes it a likely margin. And last but not least, the state of Alaska. There isn't really a lot of polling for Alaska. Actually, there's none at all here on 270 to win. At least none that I could see, so we're just going to go with the assumption that probably Alaska is going to be at least lean Republican. So there you have it, guys. According to polls, the Senate remains 50-50 divided, with the closest races being Ohio and Georgia. Now, that won't be the case. Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, those are going to be the closest races in the country. And also, it's interesting to see how Washington and Arizona are in the same category in terms of likelihood to be won by the Democratic Party. It's usually Washington is way further up there. However, this election cycle, just like every election cycle, is different from the previous one. And it's always interesting to see some little diversions from our regular course. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Likes, comments, and subscriptions are greatly appreciated. Have a nice day, and Max out. Goodbye.